Hi guys, it's Chris Slogar from BuckeyeInklings.com. Today I want to show you the use of our adhesive sheets. These are multi-purpose adhesive sheets that turn these skinny little framelit cuts into stickers. And I'm finding that I don't think these are being appreciated, and frankly I didn't really appreciate them when they first came into our catalog because I did all of these fine pieces with the fine tip glue, and I thought, well, I'm really good at the fine tip glue now, so I don't need them. But now that I've started using them, I probably won't go back. They are awesome for things like this happy birthday, and I'm also going to show you a piecing project. I've had a lot of questions about these mittens and how I piece them without going crazy. So I'm going to show you, after I show you the basic use, I'm going to show you how I did those mittens. Okay, so let's get started. This is a very simple card. I've already created the pieces. The card base Bermuda Bay is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. The berry burst piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4, and the white is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I've stamped the swirly bird, one of the stamps, just as a background stamp here in Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, so I've got that ready, and what I want to show you is the Happy Birthday die cut. Alright, so we're using the Happy Birthday Thinlit, and I've already cut a piece of the adhesive sheets. These come, there are 12, I believe 12 in a pack for $10, and they're 6 inches by 12 inches. So this is roughly 3 inches square, and I just like to be efficient, so I cut my adhesive sheet to that size. That's a tiny bit small, but you'll see why that's fine when we go to put this together. And then the cardstock, the Berry Burst cardstock, I made sure to cut plenty big for the whole framelit. But I'm going to take that 3-inch square piece, and see it says peel here along the edge, and we're going to peel off that top layer, the printed piece, and even that little strip at the side, and toss those away. And we're exposing a sticky side on this adhesive sheet. And I'm going to apply that to my Berry Burst cardstock, just like so. And that is going to be the back. Okay, this is going to make a sticker back, sort of like those Xyron machines that you would feed a die cut through to get sticky stuff just on the back. And what I'm going to do, okay, keeping that down, this is going to be the sticker back. If I revealed this now, that would just be sticky, and I could stick this square to a paper. But we don't want that. We want this pretty Happy Birthday script. So I'm going to cut right through both the cardstock and that adhesive with my die cut. And then we're simply going to stick that to the card I have started. See, you can see where it's cut through, and I'm going to use my tool here, my brush tool, to pop that out. Okay, so let me see if I can poke some of these little pieces out. I'm not too concerned if the backing didn't cut all the way. I could have shimmed that, but the backing is all going to pull off in one piece. That backing is going to be thrown away anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just pick up the little chads. I call them chads. And then let's see how we do. If we just peel away the back, sometimes that peels away all our loose pieces. And see, I'm just going to start this sticker back and pull it away. And now that entire back surface is adhesive. So I'm going to take my matted piece. Oops, I have a little piece stuck in there. Let me poke that out. And instead of doing that fine tip glue routine where you just, are so careful and put glue on the back, this will stick right to your project. Okay, so this is a very easy card. I've just added an extra bit of lemon lime twist finely woven ribbon and a bit of the mini sequin trim. And I'm going to kind of gather that here. And just staple that to the top corner of my matted piece. And take my Tombow glue and glue that to the card. And it's that easy. You don't have to wait for that fine tip glue or hold this carefully or worry about the glue squirting out from under your fine piece, your detailed piece. Okay, so that is that happy birthday card. Just that simple. Trim these a bit and we're done. Alright, so let's go to the mittens now. This looks like a very tedious project to piece these mittens. And I have here are a couple mittens that are made, and I've put a backing on them of the Whisper White cardstock. And I just want to show you how I did this. I mean, it's a little trickier than just doing a solid backing on the mittens, but it is one of those things that I think is just worth it. Okay, so with that adhesive sheet, I'm going to take, we're going to make two mittens, right? We're making a right and a left. And I have pieces of that adhesive sheet that are not even quite as big as the mittens. They're scraps I had from another project that were 1.5 inches wide, and that's going to be fine for this project. I'm just sticking that to the Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to do both so you can see how I get right and left from this. Okay, I don't have one of those little tear tabs on this one, so on that piece that was cut, that was a little trickier to get open. Okay, but there I have my Whisper White ready to go. And I'm going to grab the Big Shot, and for one of the mittens, okay, because in the mitten framelits we only have the one hand, that's a detailed cut. So I'm going to cut one of these Whisper White pieces with the backing, the adhesive backing. I'm going to cut one of them just the same way I cut the happy birthday. Okay, so that sticker back is on the back, and the mitten framelit is going to cut through the cardstock, and then that sticky backing. Go over that to make sure I get as good a cut as possible. Okay, so here we have, and it's mostly covered. You can see the limits of the adhesive sheet. Get most of the little pieces out here. And yeah, pretty good. Okay, so here we have the mitten hand going one direction, with adhesive on the back. Now, we want to make a mitten going the other direction as well. So for that one, I am putting that sticker back up, and I'm going to put the die on top of that and cut through the adhesive and then the Whisper White cardstock. Okay, so in this case, the adhesive side is up when we take it out of the Big Shot. Because when we piece the colors on these mittens, we want, okay, here's the second one I did. Grab it. Okay, so this is the sticky side on the one we just cut, and it matches the same direction of, you know, what we're seeing here. We're going to turn that over. We're going to stick the piecing pieces to the back of that mitten. Okay, so this is what we're creating here, and we've got that ready to go now with two mittens with that sticky adhesive on the back. Alright, so I have chosen three colors. I'm using Lemon Lime Twist, Berry Burst, and Dapper Denim. And for both of these now, I'm going to expose the adhesive. Okay, so we've got one hand and we have the opposite hand. I don't know if to call which one right and which one left, but you get the idea. And I have pre-cut some strips of the colors I'm using, and I'm going to start in the middle. Now, the Berry Burst strips and the Lemon Lime Twist strips are each a little less than 5/8 inches. In fact, I would say they are 9/16, which I know makes you crazy to hear a 16th in the dimension. But if you just cut between a 1/2 inch and 5/8 inch, that'll be perfect. And you'll see when I line these up, I'm just putting them over the Berry Burst there. I'm starting over the center, and I'm just trimming whatever excess I have so that it doesn't show outside of the mitten. And again, the Berry Burst is about 9/16, so between a 1/2 and 5/8, and that just works out perfectly. They're sticky, darn. Okay. Then I'm going to take the Lemon Lime Twist, and they'll line up perfectly at that dimension. And again, I'm going to cut away what would overhang the mitten. And I'm putting those in place. And instead of cutting each one at the same time, I'm going to put all of my pieces in place and then cut. Okay, so you're getting the idea. This isn't quite so tedious as you would think if you were trying to cut individual little pieces and glue them in place. Okay, the first ones I did by glue, and once again found that glue may not always be my best friend. Alright, so this is going pretty quickly, right? The cuff piece in Dapper Denim is just a 1/2 inch strip. Okay, and I'm putting that right over. You could obviously change, you know, use whatever colors you want. Trimming off the ends. Just kind of lining them all right up together. These are the dimensions I figured out so that they would all align and fit. This last little piece, I am going to tip off an edge here, and it measures just a little more than 1/4 inch. Not too critical because nothing else has to fit at the tip of the fingers. So just a little more than 1/4 inch. And you can see I'm just adding that along the edge of the lemon lime that I added. And right there, with that piecing, we have those mittens. So really cute and just worth that extra time, especially with these mittens. They're so big. That's kind of all you need on a card is these mittens, or like on this project, that's really all I've decorated with. So if you put a little extra time into the mittens, I think it's okay. So we have those ready, and I am just going to grab, I have 2 Whisper White backings cut from the solid framelit. That's a full mitten. And what I'm going to do is just put a line of glue here along the back and over on the thumb, and whoops, be careful, they'll stick together. Just kind of close up those backs to make that look neater, so that when you put it on your 3D project, you won't see all those piecing pieces. And there's that. Alright, so I hope that gives you some good motivation to use those adhesive sheets. I know a lot of you have bought them and maybe not used them yet. Just remember, when it comes time to cut, typically you're going to have that sticker sheet to the back and the framelit on the right side of the cardstock. Okay, we only did that backward on one of our mittens because we only have a left hand. So in order to make the right hand, we had to cut one each way with the sticker sheet on the front and the back. But we could do that because we weren't spelling anything, and it didn't matter to the orientation of the die. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. There are, oh, I wanted to say about this slider. Of course, this was what I used the mittens to decorate, and I'm going to put a link on today's blog post. That will be Monday, December 4, to the slider directions that I had earlier this fall. I made this in some other patterns, and I have directions there if you want to make this project. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.